Good morning, family. Welcome back to the Be Living Show. It is your favorite host, Brittany Living. So, y'all, let me just put the disclaimer out there. I'm currently outside working out, doing my 2 mile walk this morning. But I just want to say this to you guys. The reason why some entrepreneurs are not successful is because your main focus is money. Now, let me tell you how I stumbled upon that, because when I heard that, when I tell y'all, like, I can say the last 2 weeks, God has been convicting me so much. It's unreal, the spirit of conviction that I've been feeling these last 2 weeks. I'm watching Mike Todd, Transformation Church. If you know, you know. But I say that to you, fine. Thank you. First of all, so I told y'all I'm out here working out. I hear the motorcycle behind me because I'm walking on the service drive. But it's like a sidewalk right here. Long story short, I hear the motorcycle, but I didn't turn around to look and see the motorcycle. He beats y'all. When I say my heart just stopped beating, he said, "You okay? You looking good." Oh, he must have seen my heart stop beating, because, baby, I was just scared. But back to what I was saying. So I'm in the process of getting my word in. And he said something about you need to shift your focus. If you know me, you know, as being an entrepreneur, that's one of my favorite things to preach. Because the fact of the matter is, in order to really be successful, you really have to shift your focus. And shifting your focus is one of the hardest things to do. He says the reason why you're not successful is because you focused on the money. You're not focused on your calling. You're not focused on what will help you grow and be better. You're just focused straight on the money. And I got to thinking, like, wow, how many times before was I just straight focused on making the money? And I'm not saying that that's my focus now, but just imagine how much further I would have been had I not been solely focused on making money. Now, don't get me wrong. The wig aspect of it all, I love making wigs. But I like the money. Shoot, you make really, really good money from making wigs. But when you step away and take the money out of things, then you see, okay, it's women out here really struggling with their sex appeal, with their appearance, with their hair. They don't have enough time to do their hair. Example, me. So, with that being said, if I would just have stepped into my calling a really, really, really long time ago, other than when I did, in my opinion, I would be so much further right now than where I am. But in the same breath, God's timing is so intentional and it's so realistic that I stepped into my calling when He wanted me to. However, I'm almost 1,000% sure He wanted me to step into my calling long before I did, but He gave me to get the discernment. He gave me a sense of you can do it when you want to. I'm gonna still be right here. I'm gonna still hold you down and support you, even though I feel like you should be doing this. I'm gonna let you do what you want to do, because that's just the type of God that I am, and that's the type of God that you serve. But when it comes to your businesses, y'all, step into your calling. Operate from a place of I can do this without being paid, because I love it that much. I have a love for this so much. I have a love for helping people or offering a service to people or being there for people. Once you step into that calling, the blessings are going to flow to you. And the blessings are going to flow tenfold. God doesn't want you in it for the money. He wants you in it so that you can help other people. And you being an entrepreneur, no, you don't want to work for yourself. And I ain't gonna lie, being an entrepreneur, you're gonna have to work 1,000 times harder than everybody else. Which is why I say that you have to step into your calling. Because at least if you're working 1,000 times harder than everybody else, you're going harder than everybody else. It's like it makes it worth it, you know? It makes it worth it. And that's all that matters. Because at the end of the day, you're doing what you love, you're doing what you want to do, and you're happy, and you're serving God. Not only are you serving God, but you're serving others. But in order to do that, y'all know you have to shift your focus, you have to shift your mindset, you have to want to do better, you have to want to be better. I tell y'all this all the time. All you have to do is wake up and say, I'm different, and start doing little things to be different. Wake up one day and say, hey, I'm changed. I'm not the same person I used to be. I'm nowhere who I used to be. And start living like you're different. You can't say, oh, I'm not like that no more, or oh, I don't want to do this no more. Stop saying what you don't want to do and just start not doing it. Period. It's that simple. The only thing that I can relate that to, well, that's really just thousands of things, but that convicts me. I want to be little. I'm tired of being big, and don't get me wrong, I'm not big, so I'm not gonna speak that over me. But I'm not comfortable right now in the skin that I'm in, and I want to drop a few pounds. Why do I keep saying I want to lose weight? I want to lose weight, but I'm not doing anything to lose the weight. Well, let me not say that, because your girl is down 30 pounds. Whoop, 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 whoop. But no, for real. Before I embarked on this weight loss journey, all I continuously said was, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. Never, I'm doing this. Never, I'm going through this process. Never, I'm going through these phases. Never, I'm working on this. It's always me saying what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do, you know? So with that being said, it kind of just shifts the trajectory of things. Because now I went from saying what I wanted to do until I started doing it. The other thing, when I first started doing my podcast, I had no idea that my podcast would be at the capacity that it's at right now. And part of that is because I was in, I was out, I did it, I didn't do it, I wanted to do it, I didn't want to do it. But then, I don't know, it was just like one day, I set a goal for myself, and I'm like, you know what? We're going to make $10 on this podcast. And don't get me wrong, $10, it's like a dollar per listen. It's a dollar per listen. So you do the math. I said I'm gonna get. I'm sorry. It's a penny per listen. It's 1 penny per listen. I'm talking about it's a dollar per listen. It's 1 penny per listen on the podcast, and I said I want to make $10. That's 1,000 people, y'all. Don't you know? My podcast went viral one day, and I made $17, and I had 1,700 listeners. I'm all out of breath, but I never had that many people listen to my podcast. I don't even think I know 1,700 people. I probably do. I've been on this earth for a long time. I probably do. But what I'm saying is every person that I know on this earth is not who listening to my podcast. Y'all, when I tell you the first time I made that $17, I literally passed out. One, I did it way faster than I intended to do. And a lot of people are like, girl, $17, that's nothing. That's nothing. But you have to think about it. 1 penny per person on a podcast, you don't hear people saying, oh, I'm about to listen to a podcast. Oh, I'm about to go turn on a podcast. That ain't common. That, not, okay, let me say this. For people who look like me, that ain't common. We'll go turn on YouTube before we go turn on a podcast. So just to know, like, and I see the demographic of people that listen to my podcast. That makes me feel so good inside. Because one, I was intentional with my recording. I was intentional with the content that I put out. I took my time and I actually wrote out the content in which I was going to post. Had I not done that, I never would have been able to prove to myself where I could be, how I could get there, how far I could go. I didn't, it's almost like I didn't believe in myself, or I just had a preconceived notion of where I was going to be and what I was going to do. But once I changed my mindset and really put all my time and my energy into my podcast, look at how it flourished. Look at how it grew. I literally went from like 300 listeners, first 100, 300 to 1,700 listeners overnight. You can't tell me that wasn't God. And had I only been focused on the money, I would have never reached my goal. I would have never hit my goal. But I did. And you want to know why I did? Because I changed my mindset. And I was intentional with my calling. And I was intentional about how I did stuff. I was intentional about what I wanted to do. And all I'm saying to you is just be intentional. You can have any and everything that you want in this life, but you have to be intentional with your calling. You have to be intentional about the moves you make, about the people you hang around with, about the things that you get involved with. Be intentional with the stuff that your name is attached to. Especially if it don't have God on it, your name shouldn't be attached to it. If it don't have God through it, your name shouldn't be attached to it. And it's crazy that I'm preaching this to y'all right now because I'm feeling so convicted in my own spirit. None of us are perfect, y'all. We all perfectly imperfect humans. And we all gonna make mistakes and we all gonna have shortcomings. But at the end of the day, it's never too late to start over. It's never too late to change. It's never too late to fix it. And once you remember that it's never too late, you can wake up tomorrow and start over. You can change your mind right now and be intentional with that change. But all right, y'all, I'm done being. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Please do not forget to purchase your self-love journals. They are on Amazon and Etsy. It's called The Only Way Out is Through. The other one is you have to go through it to get through it. Oh, when I tell y'all I am out of breath. And then my last one is Glow Up Like a Boss. Please make sure you get my journals. And you can also purchase them on my website, wigsbybrit.com. I'm talking about .com. And Brit has 2 T's in it. All right, y'all. I gotta get back to this workout because I am not focused right now. Until next time, peace.